What's up, B3?
How are you guys? We were just having Mike's trying to be funny today.
I'm not trying to be funny.
All right.
I am funny.
So, how are you? We missed last week because we were doing Next Level University, and it was a hell of a week. It was amazing training class, and we had a lot of fun. So today we want to kind of do a little takeaway from something that we didn't even touch because we didn't really spend the time going this deep. So we're going to go a little bit deeper in connecting, because one of the main points we talk about is real estate is not even the industry that we're in is real estate, but our business is people and communications, right? 100%.
Yep.
So what I'm going to make sure we're going to dive into, we got a few different examples here of how are we going to help you to really truly connect with people in today's age, in today's technology, with the simplicity and the ease that's out there right now.
Yeah.
So let's start with the concept from you.
I mean, the concept for me is that you're in a business where we tell our agents all the time, all you have to do is talk to people, right? But what we don't necessarily clarify is that doesn't have to be always a face-to-face conversation.
No.
We're in a 2019 world where it has never been easier to connect and build relationships with people at scale.
And
right?
realizing that people don't really want to see you face-to-face, don't have the time to see you
There's a lot of people. Why do you think you text so many people, right? I mean, I guarantee you people watching, for the most part, get angry when someone calls them without texting them first.
Yeah.
Like, that's just human nature now. Like, we want to be able to communicate on our own terms, and that holds true in every environment. Yet when it comes to sales, we feel like we have to be face to face all the time. Is there a time and place for that? 100%.
Eventually, yes.
Eventually, yes. 100%. But you can build these relationships and start that communication process at scale from a digital perspective in so many different ways.
All right, so let's go straight in. Let's take for sale by owners. Perfect example.
Yep.
And here's how most people work with for sale by owners. They don't, right? So the people that do, right, I don't believe are doing as effectively as they could be. And let's go through that. So if I wanted to grow my business and get more for sale by owners, let's talk about, I can just by luck find them and maybe convert them, or by skill find a way to connect.
Right.
So let's go through the reality today. Let's say there's a for sale by owner on 123 Annie Street.
Yep.
I can drive by it. This is all just on my phone. I can hit the property appraiser's office. Mm-hmm. I can get there. What can I learn from just that one website? You
can get their address.
Yep, I got the address.
Their name.
I got their name. I've got their cell phone number. It's on the sign right there.
Yep.
Now I've got his true name and his address and his phone number.
Correct.
Right away. So that's pretty good intel right there.
Mm-hmm.
But now, is that enough? So I could say, hey, it's Jeff Beggins, Central Atlanta, wanting to list your house. That's not what we say anyway, but that's kind of the way that rolls. So now let's go a little bit deeper as to what can we now do? What do we have at our fingertips to allow that connection to be a lot deeper?
Well, you have platforms, and not just Facebook and Instagram, because you should and could look him up do a quick search, right? Zip code and last name, and figure out who they are on Facebook. Obviously, if it's Kevin Johnson, it's going to be a little trickier probably than if it's a more unique name, but you can still find them, right?
You can still find them if you want to spend
it'll
some
show
time.
you location, so you can find them on there. But even Zillow, right? Going to Zillow, looking up the address and taking a look at the property description and start to learn a little bit about them. Are they visual? Are they auditory? Are they kinesthetic? What are the words that they're using?
I just pulled one up.
Okay.
For example, this one's right around the corner from where we are right now in Tampa. So I want to be able to reach out. I got his name. I scrolled down. This is Zillow, by the way. And I'm looking. Here's the property owner. His phone number's sitting right here. So what do I need to know about this person? He's writing, this remarkable Florida home is located in this corridor of South Tampa. The residence is endured a full makeover, transforming its original state to modern convenience and beauty. It's in an oversized 2-car garage with a semicircle driveway. It is immaculate and inviting from the front door, so you can see the expansive porcelain tile flooring, a true chef's kitchen with oversized island and dressed with granite, complemented with rich cherry wood cabinetry. It accompanies the kitchen with a formal space. It gives you your privacy. The room is open up for tall ceilings and skylights. step out into the back to see the mature landscaping and inspiring abundance of space, right? So nice description, but blah, 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 blah. What do I really care about that? What am I trying to find out from this person?
Are they visual? Are they auditory? Are they
Yeah.
kinesthetic? What type of words are they using? What's important to them in the house? What are the features that they love? What are they highlighting, right? Because those are things that they care about. That's how they communicate. And so those are things you got to be able to pick up on those little things.
So let's go to the next level of connections on this one, because ultimately I want him to, or her, or both of them actually, to like me, know that I have their back, and that I'm good at what I do.
Yep.
So, but that involves trust and connections. So in order to trust and connect, we've got to remember people like people who are like themselves.
Yep.
So the more I can show that I am from his or her tribe, the more their guard's going to be dropped, and the more likely it's going to be for them to accept me when the time comes that they're going to interview people. I just want to be one of the people they interview. Right?
Yep.
That's my ultimate sale. So using today's technology, I can find out that this is John and Mary Smith. I won't use real names. And I look them up on Facebook. Well, I can find out all kinds of stuff. I know what he does. I know where they vacation. I know if they have any kids. I know what sports they use. I know all kinds of things that they're doing. And what an advantage that is.
Yep.
I know he's a visually oriented person. I know what he's into. I know his favorite sports. I know his likes, his brands, his music, his everything.
Yep.
So how unfair of an advantage is that? And how stupid are we sometimes to not use everything that's at our fingertips? Because I mean, this is the largest financial transaction in most people's lives. We forget about that.
Yep.
And these transactions put a lot of money in agents' pockets to allow them to get to that next level. So it's worth this extra. How much time are we talking about? We're talking about
minutes,
5-10 minutes of research to really understand somebody. And now let's go a little bit further. What am I going to do now?
Well, now you have the option to communicate with them in a variety of ways. You could message them on Facebook. That's where you found them. Yep. You could do a quick video that says, hey, just want to reach out. I saw the house, and you are right. Those porcelain floors are amazing. Would love to help you in any way that I can, and bring value. Shoot that in a video and text that to them. Message that to them.
Yep.
I mean, you have so many different options, but now it's a hand-to-hand combat, one-on-one communication. The last thing you want is commission breath when you're reaching out. But if you can now find a way to bring value to this individual, show that you're part of the tribe, reference some of the features of the house that they love, and explain how you love them too, you're automatically now putting yourself on the same level playing field as them.
Yep.
And it will work way more so than someone who just reaches out to them cold without doing any research whatsoever.
And you can go even deeper and just start, if you're going to do your video and you know that they like Jimmy Buffett because they have Jimmy Buffett posts on their Facebook page, when you're doing your video, you're sitting in your car, what kind of music could you have on in the background of your car?
Jimmy Buffett.
Right? These are the things that strengthen that bond real quick.
It's all these little subtle differences.
A quick search of, there's 94 for sale by owners within a 4-mile radius of where we're sitting right now. If you wanted to build your business and focus on nothing but for sale by owners and stay in that lane, you're going to be able to crush it if you took the time and spent 5 minutes doing a little bit of research on every one of these people and actually made the physical commitment to go connect with them, go see them, knock on that door. Nothing's going to take away face-to-face, belly-to-belly contact, guys. It's just not going to ever go away when you can have it. But when you get an advantage now, because when you do get a chance to connect, you've got something in common. You know how to describe yourself and your offering in your house and what you can actually do to connect with these guys. So really want to just make sure you guys are going deeper with us on this.
Not to mention,
makes all the difference.
If you take the time to go on Facebook and LinkedIn especially, you have the potential of also finding out, do you have any mutual connections with this individual?
Huge.
Right? Because now all of a sudden you find out that your friend John is also connected with him.
Yep.
And guess who just has an in, right?
And like Facebook too, because you'll see your mutual friends.
That's what I'm saying. Facebook will give you mutual friends. And if you're on LinkedIn, LinkedIn will actually show you professional relationships, which are even stronger a lot of times. So why would you not? Right? Maybe you don't, but you're still going to learn something. I can still go through the profile, see where they went to school. Okay, they're a Florida Gator. Oh, you know what? So is Jeff. So, hey, now I can call them, even if I'm not, Right. Okay. That's the last time I referenced the Gators ever on our podcast. But even if I'm not, and I'm the one reaching out, I could easily reach out and say, hey, you know what? It's funny you're a Florida Gators fan. You'll appreciate this. I give my buddy Jeff, who's a huge Gators fan, went there a hard time all the time, right? Like just something, you just need common ground. That's how relationships are built. It's common ground.
And then if I happen to find that Jonathan was one of the ones that I wanted to go reach, and then you're a mutual friend, I'm going to reach out to you and say, hey, what do you know about your buddy Jonathan over there? I noticed he's trying to sell his house. So you guys have a real good connection with him. What's your relationship with him? Can you throw a good word in my way? I'd love the chance to interview for the job.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's the hand-to-hand stuff that really makes a big difference here on this.
Yep.
So that's the one thing. Here's the next idea that we have. Co-brokes. I love this, man, because if you've got a listing and you've got an agent that's connecting with you and saying, hey, I want to show your house. I got an offer coming in. I can have either a good communication and a great relationship or a really crappy transaction. And I choose to have a better transaction because people like people who are what?
Like themselves.
So if I can realize that Susie Q is from Coldwell Banker is an avid boater and she likes to fish and she does all that stuff and her kids play soccer and all those things. Now you have connections. You can start talking and have a greater relationship on that level from a connection.
Yeah.
And that's going to keep going deeper and deeper and deeper on that way also.
Yeah,
right?
100%. I mean, again, I don't care if it's, the ultimate goal is to get a listing, get a buyer, get a for sale by owner, get, a relationship started with another agent. It does not matter what it is. The point is you will have a stronger relationship by finding common ground, communicating in the style they communicate with. And, the transaction will go smoother if you and the other agent get along and have common ground and can build a relationship.
That's right.
And then not to mention the fact of where does that relationship lead long term, right? Who knows? Now they're in the marketplace and they're going to now, if you guys start doing multiple deals together, it just creates synergy across the board. And so it's always a good idea to create a positive relationship when you can. And that starts with getting to know that other person in some way.
How about when you get a lead and it comes in that Tom and Mary Smith are calling you on your house on Elm Street and it comes in through Zappo or Zillow, whatever it is, you get a lead that comes to you. Let's start using what we're talking about now and go a little bit deeper in there. So Tom and Mary Smith from Chicago are calling on your house over on Elmberry. What could you do?
Well, again, it's the same strategy. If I go to Facebook and see that Tom and Mary have 2 kids and a dog, right? I know instantly what type of property I need to start to keep in mind for them, right? I need space for the dog. I know they probably want a fenced yard. They have young kids. Okay, school district's going to matter. I can actually start to reach out to them now and already hinting at things, and it's going to feel like I already know them.
And hinting is the big key here, because if I were to call you and I just legally stalked you, right, in essence, which is really what it is, and I'm going to say, hey, Mike, what's going on? Really looking forward to interview for the job to be your buyer's rep. Nobody really knows this area better than me from a relationship standpoint, representation. I've got your back. So I'm not sure what's important to you. Maybe it's dogs, and make sure those dog parks or family community, a place with kids and school districts might be relevant to you. Maybe you like to kick back and fish sometimes. Depends on which neighborhood I'm going to show you. Depends on kind of what you like to do. What are some things you like to do? And what did I just do? I just totally started that relationship with commonality, because you're going to be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a dog.
One of the business rules is that you never ask a question that you don't already know the answer to, right? And so even if you don't subtly mention it, the fact of when I call you, if I already know it and now I've prepared to have those questions already answered for you, and I say, hey, so tell me what's important to you, right? And you're going to say, well, I have young kids. Okay, so school is probably important, right? And then you already have school district in mind, a video with you and the principal that you can now send. Like, those are the things that now you're coming prepared, even though you're not necessarily highlighting it, you are coming prepared. Or the other way to do it too is, if I see that they have what appears to be a 5-year-old, when I call him, I can say, oh, sorry, it took so long. I was dropping off my 5-year-old at kindergarten.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
I had no mention to him but what's the very next sentence out of his mouth? Oh no, I get it. I have a 5-year-old too, right? Boom, instant connection. That's all we're talking about here. And where I see people go wrong is being inauthentic when they do it, right?
Yeah.
Or unauthentic, I guess.
If you don't have a kid, you're
yeah. I mean, like, you don't BS this just to try and find common ground. There's enough info about everyone that you can find something, right? But don't spin it. If I saw someone was a Cowboys fan, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, me too. I might make a joke about me being a Redskins fan. I usually don't work with Cowboys fans,
right?
But again, what does that do? Well, that puts us on common ground, because guess what? We both like football.
That's right.
Right. So like there's always something, but don't be fake.
The other thing too, when you're checking them out, I'm saying not stalking for a reason, when you're researching your potential new client and you realize that they are the chief financial officer for whatever company they're with, might that give you a little clue about their personality style, right?
100%.
And then when I'm going to reach out for you the first time, I said, I don't know if you're like me, but I really appreciate having all the I's dotted, T's crossed, and really understanding the analytics of a neighborhood and investment and comps before we do that. So I just like to provide this to my customers before we're actually working together. So is that the kind of thing that you'd like?
Yep.
Right. And if that, or either that or you're a cheerleader, right, then you just like not you, that's a terrible visual, right? But you're in some type of high level marketing role and you're probably not that analytical.
Yep.
And I'm not going to even lead into that one.
Nope.
We're going to talk about the neighborhoods and communities and the fun and the stuff that we're going to be able to do. So we're going to be able to connect that way a lot easier that way. Yep. You're just going to find, guys, leads right now are plentiful. As this market continues to shift, they're going to be golden. And you're going to look back and kick yourself in the ass for not treating each lead you have now like gold. So the concept here is to have you pretend the market's already shifted, because in many places it has, and treat every lead you have like gold, because every lead is worth $130,000 to you, right? And I'm going to keep driving that number into your head, because that's the lifetime value of a customer. And if I can connect with you even during your incubation dreaming phase, you're not going anywhere for the next 12 to 18 months, because you like me, you trust me, and you know I'm good at what I do, and we like football or whatever the commonalities are. There's no reason for you to go anywhere else.
Well, and I think partially leads is obviously a very broad term, but I think digital leads get a bad reputation because obviously they're nature of the beast. You have a lot of duplicates. You do have a lot of people who are, very early on in the process. And so the incubation phase is very long. But I think the issue isn't necessarily the lead. It's the follow-up of that lead and the communication with that lead. Yes, digital leads are going to convert at 4 to 5%, which is not very high. But if I can drive digital leads and take converting from 5% and get it to 7% because I start connecting better with the leads that do come in, there is a percentage of leads that you are walking away, not because they're not ready to buy, but because you did not communicate with them in the way that they like to be communicated with. It is happening. You are losing business because of it. I guarantee it.
And you didn't ask the right questions.
Right.
Perfect example. I'm over at the beach, right, where I live, and I'm getting a golf cart because I want one, right, just to cruise around on the beaches and have some fun with it, right? And so one of the guys that I know sells golf carts.
You gonna customize it?
Yeah.
Wheels?
Right?
Lifted?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Hit the switches, all kinds of good stuff going on. But the guy's like, hey, you want a golf cart? And this was a few months ago. I'm like, yeah. Well, do you want one yet? And I had a lot of stuff going on. I said, no, not yet. I'll get one soon. I don't have any time yet. And then so every couple weeks it'd be, hey, check out this golf. I'm like, dude, I'm not ready. My mind does not have space for the golf cart right now. Hit me after Easter when the major rush of season slows down, after Next Level University, and I can actually breathe for a minute, right? And then so he's smart enough to have done that and calendared that and reached out to me after Easter and after Next Level and say, hey man, you still in the market for the golf cart? I'm like, absolutely yes. I was actually looking around last night, right? Because I told him what I wanted and when, and he listened, he documented that, and he followed up.
Yep.
Right? And so, but that was the key. I would have been blown off, but he was smart enough to know, hey, and I actually said, I am a buyer. I'm not ready to buy right now. I'm just not ready yet. And when I'm ready, I'll let you know. And he said, when do you think you're ready? I said, I'm going to be ready then. And he reached out and did it. So every lead you have on cocktail napkin in your purse, right, is a real lead. You just don't know what their deal is. So I always say, ask the question you want to know the answer to. Are you serious about buying real estate? When do you want to buy real estate? When do you want me to follow up with you, and how? But say that in a certain way based on their personality and the way that they want to have that question asked to them. Right? And you have everything in your fingertips, literally.
Right here.
You can stalk every lead you have right now and see about their Facebook world, the LinkedIn world, Instagram, everything about them right away.
And I know that it may seem creepy, but I actually had this conversation with my wife not too long ago, because we were talking about how Facebook, one of the things that I love about Facebook ads is the fact that I only see ads that are relevant to me. And so when Facebook was talking about all these people want a lot of the targeting things to go away and the demographics and all this stuff, I told her that would piss me off.
That's right.
I don't want to see makeup ads in my newsfeed, right? I just don't. That's not relevant to me, right? And so I think if you think
unless Facebook really listens to you and realizes you do weird things on the weekend, and then it starts throwing things to you.
Listen,
it's a whole
we don't need to put that out here, all right? I just borrow my wife.
Don't worry, it's not live. We don't have to worry about that. We can edit that out.
No, but I mean, my point being that I know some people are like, well, that's weird. I don't want to go look at Gary's profile and then reach out to him. Here's the thing. Gary wants you to, right? Like, he does. He's not going to say, hey, go stalk me. But that's what we want as humans.
He wants a connected relationship.
Yes, I want to be able to connect with someone. I'd much rather someone reach out to me and be like, hey, I saw, I wasn't digitally stalking you, but I did see you were at the baseball field all weekend. How'd your kid's game go? I would much rather have that conversation than some random stranger, right?
That's right.
So, it's just, we're living in a world where you have these tools, and you should be paying attention to, look at their old posts, especially text. What words are they using? Again, going back to visual, auditory, kinesthetic, what words are they using? How are they using them? Do they post a lot of pictures with the text, or is it text only? That a lot of times will tell you how visual they are. Right. So all those little things like that, I think, are really important. He's laughing at me because of this joke by Jeff and my makeup. No one's supposed to know about that. Oh, she did? She's not. Gosh, I got to remember she watches this sometimes.
Go further into this one, though, because from the agents that have been doing this for a long time, we said this a lot before, you're very vulnerable, but you're also way ahead of the curve of everybody else, right? So let's talk about an agent who's been doing this for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. They have an unbelievable asset with their past client database and referral world. But if you're not leveraging in them in a 2019 world, somebody else is going to snake them away from you, and they're gone, right? Unless you do what we're talking about and go back to Barbara and Billy, who bought a house from you 8 years ago, and see if they're on LinkedIn and Facebook, and friend request them and send them a message and stalk them and see how their kids are a lot older, or they're graduating from college, or whatever's going on. And you can reconnect and see if they still have the same job, and just connect, and just make it a point to go reconnect with every past client or referral and everybody in your phone who's a contact with them. If you're not friends with them, connect with them and engage with them, and just tighten your market, tighten your sphere, guys, because that's the one asset you have. If you own trust and connection with that group of people, they're not going anywhere else. But if you think they're just going to rely on you and remember you from 4 years ago, you're dead, because they're sitting right here, right now, and being bombarded by a message that's more relevant than you are, because you're not top of mind anymore.
Well, and if you're not going to speak their language, someone else will. I mean, the reality is if you didn't have this skill set of actually paying attention to the words and how people communicate, you do now. So go friend and go to your past clients and look at that stuff. Learn a little bit about them, because yes, just because you sold them a house 8 years ago does not mean that they're just automatically going to use you the next time around. You have to earn that. So yes, is it a good idea to comment and relate to them? Of course it is. But again, follow the same tactics. Learn about them. Go actually see, are they visual, right? What type of way do they communicate? And then when you start and doing things with that individual, communicate in the way that they also communicate, and you will start to strengthen that bond to the point where no one else can come in and steal them from you.
The last thing that I had on this list to make sure we hit was if there's a client you want, right? If there's a house or if there's somebody you're targeting, and let's say you and Courtney wanted to buy a house in a certain neighborhood, there's nothing for sale, and I found one that you guys love, I can find the owner, stalk them in essence, and find out everything I can about them. So when I get the chance to present you to them, I'm presenting in the manner and the language in which they speak, right?
Yep.
Which is going to up my odds of getting them wanting to connect with me, like hundreds fold for sure.
100%.
And so the point on this, guys, is the industry is being shaken. And I'm very happy that it is, because it's going to force those of us who are serious about this industry to treat it like one and treat it like a real career. Because when the percentage of you who watch and listen and engage and execute what we're talking about really do it in your market, you're going to box out everybody else, right? Truly going to box them out. And it's such an amazing land grab right now with free access to information and data tied in with a skill set of actually connecting and communicating with people. It's a deadly combination that can't be touched, right? So my perfect world is this BE3 tribe of ours, right? Do it, right? You got markets, we got markets all over the country and different countries even watching this. This works everywhere. I don't care if you're in Germany or in Canada or Florida or Alabama, it doesn't matter. It's the exact same thing. But when we get a really badass tribe member doing this in each of these marketplaces, we're going to control, right? That's what it's about. And you're going to do it in an easy way, because here's what I think most people underestimate. When you take the time to respect the person you're communicating with, your communication with them is going to be better, because you're going to actually like them, because you're actually connecting with them, and you're going to have a flow and an ease and a great experience with them along the way. So all of your business interactions are going to be way better and a lot more fun and easier.
Yep.
So treat it like a job. It's never been easier. It's sitting there literally in the palm of your hands. So let us know what you think about this one. Shove a comment down there, put a like up there, give us some ideas, feedback, what you want, because our job is always to bring value to you. Rising tide raises all boats, and just let's do it, guys. Just up the game, go to the next level, and just make it happen. And as always, reach out to us as you guys do, and let us know your thoughts or anything else we can do for you. Any closing thoughts for you, Mr. Makeup Man?
Gotta go powder up. No, I mean, I think my closing thought is, you have this luxury right now. I can't say for certain that it'll always be the case, right? The platforms are changing every day. Instagram just announced a huge change coming in their platform. It's going to change. It may not always be free. So take advantage, because I truly believe in a few years from now, when things are different, you're going to highly look back at this time and regret not taking full advantage of what these platforms can give you.
Not this group. They're going to do it.
Yep. Not you guys. So
thanks for watching.
Go get it. See you next week.